We also have a weather impact alert today as we're expecting two very dangerous weather patterns today. Up in the high country, we're talking snow squalls that will make travel very difficult and a ton of snow to come with it over the next few days. Meanwhile, on the eastern plains, 60 to 80 mile per hour winds. You could see it there in those CDOT cameras. Those cameras were shaking, which will make for a very high fire danger as well. We do have team coverage this morning tracking the latest conditions across the state.
Yeah, Courtney Yoon is live in the eastern plains. She's going to detail how utility companies are preparing for today's fire danger. Jaden Knowles live in the high country tracking the latest snow conditions. But yes, before we get to the two of them, we do want to bring Katie LaSalle back into the mix. Katie, I asked you earlier, how you doing today? And you said, I am busy. Lots to cover here.
Very busy in the weather department. Yeah, so a powerful storm system impacting a huge portion of the state, issuing that weather impact alert all day long through tonight. The winds already have been gusty. Brianna was just showing us that crash of that flipped over trailer. I wouldn't be surprised. We've already seen strong winds over portions of the southern metro, across the eastern plains this morning. High profile vehicles, especially if they're not super heavy, do have the possibility of flipping. Now here over the Denver area this morning, it hasn't been extremely windy just yet. It's coming though. Just want to let you know, the mountains have started to see the snow pick up steam already early on. This is a live look. Oh, it's so good to see the snow really coming down with intensity up over Copper Mountain. We have been hoping for this. I know so many of you, especially skiers and boarders and those in the high country, have been doing the snow dances, hoping for a shift in the weather pattern after a record low snowpack here across Colorado. We'll see waves of much needed snowfall for the mountains, but definitely some treacherous conditions on the roadways. This morning, it looks nice out near Fort Morgan, but the winds, you will feel them and continue to for the day with high winds, low relative humidity and dry conditions mainly over eastern Colorado. Fire danger a big concern, and as the winds pick up at times in the mountains, we've already seen it over our southern high country, you will see very limited visibility at times. So in the mountains, if you're traveling over those higher mountain passes, be extra cautious. Winter driving conditions, and it will continue for the next couple of days. So some of that heavier snow this morning, we'll see rounds of it starting to pick up steam in spots to our west. We do have the possibility for a few brief showers rolling off the plains, but the winds today will be what you'll be feeling here from Denver and east. So I want to send it out to our colleague reporter Courtney Yoon. She's been live for us this morning, just tracking the windy conditions across eastern Colorado. Courtney, what are you feeling? Definitely a blustery start to the day.
Yes, very blustery, Katie. You guys might not be feeling the winds in Denver yet, but we're out here in Bennett. And wow, it has been whipping all morning long. We've been out here since about 5 o'clock this morning. And I feel like I'm going to get blown away over here. My photographer, Manny Sotelo, and I were talking earlier. Thankfully, it's not so cold this morning. If it was colder, it would be a lot worse. But surely it is very blustery out here. And here on the eastern plains, people are worried about that high fire danger. Combine high winds with record low humidity levels and really crusty, dusty fuels out here. All these grasses can really cause some concern for wildfire. So everyone out there, definitely be careful today. And as you guys know, a lot of new residential developments east of Denver, putting some homes in potential harm's way. So we also want to talk about power today. Xcel Energy says it does not plan to cut power today. Black Hills Energy, though, is warning some customers it may shut off power in 4 counties in southern Colorado. That could impact power to 5,400 customers. But Xcel and Core Electric say they're enhancing power lines, ready to cut off power if something hits a line to help reduce wildfire risks. Essentially, the power lines are more sensitive during this time and stop the energy flow if an issue is detected. Xcel is warning customers who use medical equipment that requires electricity to prepare a backup power supply just in case outages occur. They're also encouraging people to have their phones charged and ready just in case, and having a home emergency kit would also be helpful today. Things like a battery-powered radio, flashlights, and backup phone chargers. My eyes are watering out here today. The wind is really whipping, so just be careful when you're out there. You'll feel it when you're driving, swaying in your vehicles this morning. But yeah, just be careful. We'll be keeping an eye on all of these weather conditions and tracking them for you this morning. I want to head out to our friend Jaden Knowles, who is near Vail Pass, I believe, who is experiencing a very stark difference in weather conditions this morning. Good morning, Jaden. What are you seeing out there?
Well, good morning, Courtney. And yeah, like you just mentioned, isn't it just crazy how you can have different weather in just different parts of the state? I mean, you're dealing with those winds, and out here, we're dealing with the heavy snow. I mean, visibility has already gone down. We were at Vail Pass, and we were seeing the moderate snow, but now that has started to pick up, and we were heading towards Vail itself, but conditions are just not doing so great. I'm gonna flip my camera so you can actually see these roadways. I mean, the roads are covered. There's lots of slick spots. We have our hazards on right now. We actually slipped a couple of times. You see lots of people driving with their hazards on, and the visibility is so low because those winds has already intensified, like I mentioned back in our 5 o'clock hour, and that is expected to continue over the next couple of hours or so before there's actual lull. Not necessarily the snow stopping itself, but the intensity of it will start to come back down as we head into the afternoon hours until that second wave. But I mean, as of right now, these conditions are just awful. So if you have the choice and the ability to not be on the roads this morning and just to let it start to calm back down, I would definitely do so, or just give yourself some extra time if you have to head out. But we are still seeing these just conditions start to worsen, especially throughout the morning hours, and we're going to be out here tracking these conditions for you, so you don't have to. You can just sit at home in the nice warmth and don't have to worry about getting out here on these roads because they are a mess. But right now, live in the car, we'll be back at Vail Pass in our next hit. Live for 9 News, Jada Knowles. And sending it back to you, Drew and Corey, I'm glad that you guys are doing safe and okay back in the studio itself.
We're all right, and we appreciate you and Courtney being out in the elements for sure today, because I know it is a wild day out there. It is 7:08 right now, and right now Englewood police need your help looking for a man they say has a cognitive impairment. 66-year-old David Duran was last seen yesterday afternoon in the area of Westbury and South Prince Street in Littleton. It's a block away from Geneva Park. He was wearing gray sweatpants and sunglasses. Again, he does have a cognitive impairment. If you know anything, contact police with the number there on your screen or call 911.
Crowds gathered outside a Denver apartment complex yesterday to protest possible plans for an ICE detention facility 30 minutes away in Hudson. The owner of that apartment complex is also the private owner of the Hudson Detention Center. The real estate ownership group is looking to lease the detention center to ICE. During yesterday's protest, this crowd called on the real estate company to put people over profits.
They are concerned that Highlands REIT is considering this partnership with ICE that would make them millions of dollars, but we also believe would lead them towards moral bankruptcy.
If this facility does open up in Hudson, it could house more than 1,200 people.
No one wants to pay tolls, but you can't get out of them. Still, Broomfield police say some drivers are trying their hardest. Officers have stopped more than 150 drivers since the beginning of the year who have deliberately obscured their license plates. They say they have seen plates with paint or grease covering up the numbers or letters, fake foreign country plates, and very dark plate covers. But there has also been ripped temp tags and handwritten ones. And of course, some drivers just take off their plates entirely. All of these are violations and considered toll evasion on certain roadways. So it costs you more for the ticket and court costs than just paying the toll.